Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Queen's Park for Life. I am Glenn Marshall, your host, as is always the case. This week sees former Vice President Jason McMath. How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Managed to not hang myself after yesterday's result, so...
Oh, there's still time. Give the public what they need.
Oh, shit, yeah. Nah, we'll talk about results in a wee bit, bro. You've just come back playing football this year. What brought you back and how have you found it?
So I ended up signing up because I came and watched the first Southern League game. I wasn't going to do anything this year at all. Just bought a new house and that, so it was like, oh, let's concentrate on that. Didn't want to commit to anything. But yeah, then I came to Southern League, spent the game chatting with about 20 old park guys and somehow convinced myself that it'd be a good idea to sign up and play Div 2.
And yeah, what's it been like?
It's been alright. Yeah, the biggest thing for us, of course, been our whole Colombian team with 3 or 4 of the Kiwis in amongst it, and just getting to know everyone and remembering what their name is, really. Cause
yeah, true.
If either they're speaking English on the field, it's only because they're talking to you. Apart from that, yeah, it's been good. It's been up and down season. We did alright and ended up sneaking through with a good win from our mate Dan Bell at Gore to give us the comp.
The Patrons Cup, yeah, true. Which is positive, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of what the team was aiming for. And at the start of the season when they put it together, there was only 3 or 4 players, so it's good to be a part of that. Mitch pulled me into that, of course.
Yeah.
And I sent the text out once he saw I registered that I was at his property, and that's pretty much how it's been so far all season.
What other clubs have you played for, and roughly whenabouts?
So I played, well, I was registered to Old Boys, but I played for Spirit 2006, 2007. So that's when I first came back to football after playing rugby at high school. Yep. So I played for them for 2 years, and then when I went to uni, I was registered at Roslyn. Played for them anywhere between the 4th Div and top team.
Was Tom Kent there at the same time, or
no
crossover there?
No, he'd already finished uni by the time I went up there.
Oh, yeah.
Even with his extra year that he had to do. But no, I was up there with mates. Nicole had obviously played up there and had sorted me out some friends that they wanted to win the 4th grade, so we went and joined that team and had a good laugh that season.
Yeah.
And then just kind of from that, played the next season, actually played a bit more properly. Wanted to train instead of just enjoy uni life.
I was going to say actually trained probably.
Didn't help that I lived about 3 blocks from the football club, so it was nice and easy to walk home.
Yeah, true. That makes it easy, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then just kind of came back when Old Boys had their Southern League team. Just fit perfectly for me, knowing half the guys that they'd played Spirit with, and then my, at the time, girlfriend was still living in Dunedin, so it was a good excuse to get a trip away every Saturday to go up there and not have to worry about it.
Fair play.
And still get to play football. And then after I'd moved away for a wee bit, I came back and started playing for Queen's Park. It's probably 2015, 16.
Was that Kev coaching, was it?
Yep, yeah. So Kev was actually after a Alex Sevens that all came to light, which is good. So we ended up playing, and obviously good mates with Tom Kent and a few of the other blokes, and had played with a lot of them at Southern League. So playing with them was quite good fun. And Nicole was here as well, so it's easy to turn up there, so I might as well join that club.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. You obviously spent a lot of time refereeing rugby.
Yeah.
Is refereeing football something you've ever thought you'd like to consider? Or? Nah, that was a quick answer.
No, it was never ever on the other. I was asked a few times. Club stalwart Craig Smith asked me a couple of times to do it, and Will Diamond tried to get me into it, but the familiarity with players was never going to be an option. I don't think refereeing the guys that I played with and against was probably appropriate. Yeah, it was bad enough at rugby knowing them, having not really played, but knowing the football guys. And then there's also the bit about football, the paid referee, that really never sat well with me. Yeah. It's an amateur sport with amateur players, so why all of a sudden the referee's getting paid?
True, interesting angle. I haven't thought about that too much, to be fair.
So we had that at rugby, that like they always said, oh, you should get paid. I said, well, if we get paid, the club and the players expect a certain thing, a certain level and a certain return from it. Because they had it up north where they had clubs actually asking for specific referees or not to have specific referees.
Yeah, that can get tricky, can't it?
Yeah, and we're all like, you're only doing it for the fun of it anyway. It's not like it's your be all and end all. So players don't get paid to play. Why are you getting paid to referee them when it's just something you want to do instead of playing to keep you in the game?
Yeah, true. No, fair enough, mate. Maybe something in the future, possibly.
No.
No, write it off.
No, I could not referee anyone at football. It just would not work.
Fair enough, mate. How did you actually find refereeing rugby?
Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I've always been into rugby. I've always enjoyed rugby probably more watching than football. My father was a rugby referee back in the 80s and that, before I was born, and apparently some of our early childhood trips were based around that, knowing that, well, mum not knowing when we were going to rugby referee games and training up in Christchurch, and the bus was there of 20 Southland guys that she all of a sudden knew. But yeah, it was just kind of something, and had a few mates that had been trying to get me into for a few years, and it got to a point where it was just kind of going from here to there playing sport. So I was like, I'll give it a crack, and did that for 6 years now.
Because you refereed NPC games, didn't you?
I was sideline for NPC games.
Oh, sideline. Yeah. Yeah, so, true. Still a good achievement though.
Yeah, the biggest game I did was probably the field days game. Did the Southland Stags Invitational versus the Fijian Drua when they came over.
Yeah, true.
That was an experience, just trying to keep up with 15 Fijians on a field that didn't want to leave the shed to come out to the field because it was too cold in February in Southland.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah.
So that was by far the biggest game I was probably a part of in the middle. But yeah, then a few games at Rugby Park with the Stags on the sidelines, always a few good ones here.
Yeah, cool. Oh, good stuff, mate. So you've played more than obviously one sport. You played rugby for a while, didn't you?
Yeah. I played when I left high school because I couldn't train for football when Spirit were Tuesday, Thursdays because I had night classes. So ended up at a rugby club for sevens and was told after the tournament that I should probably play rugby because they decided
decent at it.
Yeah, I think we scored 10 tries and I got 9 of them for the tournament. So I played that, and then had a couple of seasons where I was in and out of football playing rugby, and then when I moved away I played rugby up in South Canterbury for a bit as well.
Did you play summer sports at all? Or?
Yep, always played something. There's either touch going or summer football's going. Had a crack at cricket, but it didn't end up too well in the end. When you get out of hospital 3 days before your sister's wedding, it's probably not a sport you should be taking up full time.
True, fair enough. Did you have any sporting influences when you were growing up? Like personalities that you followed? Or?
Nah, I watched probably football growing up. I was quite a big Manchester United fan growing up, just when they were that time of being the team, David Beckham and alike. So that was that. But then the rest of it was just rugby. I had an opportunity through my dad and his mates that I met a lot of the travelling rugby teams. So the likes of John Lamu and Tana Umaga and Christian Cullen. Oh, cool. Meeting with them when I was kind of 10, 11 was quite a cool thing.
Yeah, that'd be special, wouldn't it?
Yeah, especially when Lamu was Lamu, so.
Biggest man in the sport.
Yeah.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, I guess this might be a tricky question considering you've only come back to the club this year, but what sort of next step would you like to see Queen's Park take in terms of growing the club?
Growing the club? Well, first and foremost, I want to see the Southern League team stay up there and be pushing more teams. Like, I know a couple of weeks ago they were saying, oh, we're 1 point on the bottom or 1 point away from it. It's not really you want to see your team when they're fighting for survival in a league to build.
Yeah.
I know it's brought a lot of players to the club that wouldn't have come to the club otherwise, which is great. But we need to have that reliance that they're going to be there next season, not just scraping for that bottom second position or whatever it is to stay in the league.
Yeah. So I guess starting season's a bit better would probably be something that would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, as I said, it was at that first game, so it wasn't the best start for the season. And then it's just kind of that gap between Donald Gray and Southern League, which isn't, I don't think it's a coaching thing, I think it's more a player thing, that players need to take ownership of it.
Yeah.
We've got these squads that are training together on a Thursday night, but when you're with them, it's distinct two squads. You can tell who the Southern League players are.
Yeah.
There needs to be a bit more of a fight amongst the players to be pushing up and down, and it'd be really good to see even 1 or 2 players each week going, am I going to make the squad or am I not?
Yeah, true. And it's not necessarily a talent thing, is it?
No.
Probably more attitude.
No, well, half the time the players that put in more effort are going to get the squad position ahead of the ones that think they're the talented ones that aren't going to put the effort in, especially when you've got coaches like Corey and Paddy that really appreciate that extra effort because that's what they built their footy careers on.
It's that 1%, isn't it, that sort of can get results over the line.
Yeah, that player you know is going to run that player down instead of, oh, I've lost it, it's someone else's job.
Yep. Righto, we will go through the results from yesterday's games. The SPL team had a brilliant 2-1 win versus the Dunedin City Royals up in Dunedin. I spoke to assistant coach Corey about an hour ago on the phone, and he said Rio actually gave them the first goal, more or less. It got caught on the ball.
It's because he didn't train on Tuesday. He missed the training. He
caught on the ball in an hour and a half, and they had a runaway and scored in the 31st minute, but he quickly made up for it with a reply in the 36th minute, scoring, I believe, from a corner or a cross or something, and he backheeled it in. And then direct from a free kick.
Only Rio.
Yeah, direct from a free kick right before half time. So the boys took a good 2-1 lead into the half, and that's the way it stayed. They managed to see out the result. It's not often we have a half with a clean sheet, so
no.
Boys will take that. It's a brilliant result. Lifts us up to 5th on the table, and we can really sort of start looking as high as that 3rd place now, which is
it should be achievable for them if they put their effort in.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, certainly well achievable. I think it's only 2 or 3 points behind that 3rd place. So, yeah, well and truly off the bottom of the table now, 7 points clear of Hearts.
Good to see them turn that result around from the Royals earlier in the season.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is good to flip that 5-0. That was probably our worst performance of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, we still hear about that for Paddy, so.
Yeah, rightly so.
Yeah, one game you're happy not to be a part of.
No, so well done to them. Brilliant result. But yeah, speaking of terrible results, the Donald Gray team just embarrassed by Winton, really. I don't know what else you can say.
It's hard when you turn up to a field and half it's been mowed and the other half just couldn't get time to because...
Yeah, it certainly is a sheep paddock, isn't it? But look, it's the same for both teams. I guess they don't really use the pitch. No. Winton don't really use the pitch, so it's not a problem.
It bounce once for them to get a ball from one end of the goal to the other.
But still, just not good enough. Not good enough, was it? Horrible team performance all round. Yeah. And I'm just, me personally, I played the whole game and I'm just embarrassed for the club, to be honest.
I think the lack of words from Dion at half-time and full-time listening to him is just, you never hear him that quiet when the team's playing like that. There's just nothing that could be done that it's going to lift the boys out of it, really. Yeah,
I think everyone sort of just needs to take a look at themselves. And
a bit of ownership would help.
Yeah, take ownership of that result because it's just not good enough. No. Not good enough at all. But give some credit to Winton. They played their game and...
They came back, or they were ahead and got back to 2-2 Queen's Park.
Yeah, that's right. They were 2-0 up.
Final goal.
2-0 up, and then we did get back to 2-2 and they got one at the end as we were sort of bombing forward trying to find a winner ourselves.
Yeah.
But that sort of ends the Donald Gray hopes, I would have thought. Not mathematically. No, if we win every game...
It's a tough ask 1 week into the comp though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's not what we wanted. And yeah, look, I don't know. I just apologise to the club really because it's just a terrible performance. Luckily, the women once again came through with a 3-0 win, which was also against Winton. They were 2-0 up at half time, 1 goal to, I think Tessa opened the scoring quite early, 3rd or 4th minute. Yeah,
I heard they were trying to set up a few goals for Van and then...
Oh yeah, she got a couple.
Yeah, but there was, at some point they just weren't scoring goals, so they had to start shooting themselves just to make sure they got the win first, I think.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, I see Van scored in the 28th and 72nd minute.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, 3-0 win.
She can hold that golden boot.
Yeah, well, I think, I'm not too sure. It'll depend on...
4 goals ahead, I think, with the game on Tuesday night.
Yeah. So well done to them. Undefeated season yet again. And not just undefeated, they won every game. No draws either. So that's just incredible from the girls.
Like
congratulations. And that also secured the Otley Challenge Cup for another year.
Luckily, isn't that the one they broke last week drinking?
No, she's all good, mate. Division 2 Editors Cup beat Wyndham 4-1 here at home.
Yep.
And I believe you scored a couple.
I may have helped out the cause a little bit. I don't think anyone in the field knows how it went in, and neither do I, and it'll never happen again.
Oh, look, they all count, mate. And Division 2, Level 1 had a 2-2 draw against Waihopai. I don't know.
Yeah, they've got one more game left, and I think there's a few boys that'll be finished up at the end of the season. They'll be looking for a result.
Yeah, fair enough. Righto, man, we'll move on to the challenge segment of the show. Start things off with a quiz. There'll be 5 questions, 10 points per correct answer, and you get about 10 seconds to answer.
Oh, yeah.
So, question number 1. Which New Zealander had a hole-in-one at the Senior British Open this morning?
Senior? Oh, have to be Alka, wouldn't it? Is there anyone on it?
Is that the only name you know?
Yeah.
You're actually spot on, mate. It's Steve Alka, well done.
Well, he has won so many million on it in the last 2 years since qualifying.
Ah, true. There's a bit of knowledge. I didn't know that, to be fair. I just saw it on the news this morning. No, well done. 1 from 1.
He won the FedEx Cup equivalent last year.
Ah, true. So there you go. Question number 2. The All Blacks beat the Wallabies 38-7 to retain the Bledisloe Cup last night. What year did Australia last win it?
Well, we've won it for 21 years as of this year, so 2002 was the last time they won under Eddie Jones.
2 from 2, mate. 2 from 2. I like this. The confidence is brimming. I love it.
Rugby questions are a bit of a stitch up.
Yeah, well, that's the only one. Question number 3. The Silver Ferns beat Uganda at the Netball World Cup last night. What was the score?
54-44.
Mate, you're all over this.
Yeah, I did check that one because I had a wee punt on the TAB as to
true. True. Oh, well, 3 from 3. You're on a roll here. Which English bowler announced his retirement at stumps of the 3rd day in the final Ashes test?
Ooh, I haven't been watching the Ashes. I might go Stuart Broad.
Mate, bang on. It is Stuart Broad.
About time he retired. He's taken too many wickets.
Yep, mate, you're 4 from 4 here. I tell you what. This could be a toughie, though. Question number 5, to go 5 from 5. The Queen's Park women finished the league winning every game.
Oh.
How many goals did they concede this year? In the league?
They concede in the league. Does that only counting their since they've gone
from the
split?
No, from the start.
Oh, well, the start wasn't the league. I'll go 5.
Incorrect. Sorry, couldn't quite get the 5 from 5. They've actually only conceded 1 goal, which I believe was against Winton. Oh. Which is outstanding.
It is brilliant.
That's outstanding.
Anna and goal must have done well for them.
Yeah, a lot of clean sheets.
Yep.
A lot of clean sheets.
The owner Williams keeping them.
Hey, well done, mate. 4 from 5. Take that.
That's right.
We'll pop outside and get some shots underway, mate.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
Righto, Jace, you had a bit of luck yesterday, I heard, in Div 2 in this goal.
Yeah, it's fucking gone now, I reckon.
Right, so what we've got here, mate, is 3 headers from the penalty spot, 25 points for the little goal, 10 points if you get it on target.
Yeah, that'll be the go, I think. If we get something on target, I'll be happy.
And just your best attempt count, so if you get it done in the first go, we'll move on. And then also 3 shots from just outside the box, same scenario.
It's getting a bit far, but all right.
Have you got a prediction for yourself?
Oh, I'd hope to get 1 on target.
Keep the expectations low, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
To go by that, so it'll be fine.
Fair enough. Good luck. well, mate, you sort of started things off not too bad with a wee header there, but...
I did keep expectations low though.
True,
so
that is true.
You've only got to meet them if you set them.
Fair enough. Yeah, so that gives you a total of 50 points.
It's a pass. It's a degree.
Yeah, that's right, mate. C's get degrees. So that leaves you in about 4th or 5th position. Roughly.
That's all right. I just wanted to beat Tom, so.
Oh, fair enough.
There you go, TK.
You got that. Righto, the bookie. Geez, he's in a hole. We lost a bit of money last week with those odds against Winton. But, yeah, look, I'm sure he's had a rethink this week, and we'll see what he's got for us today.
Welcome to another edition of Burgie's Bookies. We have 2 matches for you this week. The first match coming out of the Southern Premiership, Mosgiel versus Queen's Park. Form line, Mosgiel had a bye last week and Queen's Park beat the South City Royals 2-1. Odds are Mosgiel $1.80, draw at $3.30, Queen's Park $5. And the other game, Donald Gray, Old Boys versus Queen's Park. Form line, Old Boys are coming off a bye last week. Queen's Park lost 3-2 to Winton. Odds are Old Boys $2, draw $3.30, Queen's Park $4. Please gamble responsibly.
Oh, well, yeah, he's, I'm sure he's been back in the research books there and had a good think about what's going on this week.
Well, luckily he's got time to do it, so.
Yeah, true,
put
yeah.
some effort into the divvies this week.
Yeah, that's right. So, no, thanks, Burgie. Thank you, mate. We'll see you in the car park again with the old black book. Right, that just leaves the draw for this week. The SPL team are away to Mosgiel at 2:45 up in Dunedin. Should be a cracker.
That'll be a very, very tough game at
Will be.
Mosgiel.
Mosgiel are undefeated. So, look, good luck to the boys.
You're going to do what everyone else didn't.
Yep, that's right. And we were the only team to beat the Royals last year who won the league. So maybe we can sort of...
3 in a row if they win that?
No, they've won 4 in a row now.
4 in a row already.
They're going for 5, going for 5 in a row.
Some sort of streak for them to do.
Yeah, that would match last year's maximum win streak. So hopefully the boys can get that done. Donald Gray have a tough ask against Old Boys at 3 o'clock at Waverley Park.
Yeah, I'd hate to see the bookies' odds on that one.
Yeah, look, going to have to really just forget about the week that's been and try and get up.
Big effort from the boys for that one would be good.
Mathematically, still a chance to win the league, which is something to hold on to maybe. If we win every game, Old Boys drop some points and Thistle drop some points. Can be done. The women kick off their Knockout Cup campaign. I believe they're playing Winton. I'm not sure on times. I believe both of those games will be played at the Turf on Saturday. Just not sure who's kicking off at what time. But yeah, it'll either be 1 or 3 o'clock. Division 2 Editors Cup host Old Boys Black on Surrey Park 4 at 1 o'clock. In what is the Div 2 derby, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we did go down 7-0 to them last time, so there'll be a wee bit more fight, I'd hope, from the guys this week.
Yeah, a couple of things to rectify there then.
Yeah, well, Old Boys came out that last game and really had something to fight for, obviously being pipped in the league for the first time in however many years that they normally win it.
Yeah.
So hopefully a bit of effort from the boys this week and we'll go close to them at least, if not beat them.
And Division 2 Level 1 are hosting Western also at 1 o'clock. But there's going to have to be some sort of time or ground change because they're also booked in at Surrey Park 4.
I think they're going to go on 2. That's what we decided yesterday. Because it's their last game, they deserve to be on there. So.
Give them the home pitch.
Also helps if we don't play Old Boys Black on a pitch that's flat.
Yeah, fair enough. So good luck to all the teams. Get along and support if you can. And yeah, look, that's the show for another week. Thanks, Jace, for coming on, man.
That's right, it's been good fun.
Appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of your games. I know you'll be sort of
I'll be playing somewhere.
travelling between teams.
Yeah, if I decide to train, I'll be playing for you guys.
Yeah, we need all the help we can get. So, yeah, thank you. We'll see you next week. And remember, Queen's Park for life.